I'm not counting Kansas City out. They're down 3-4 now. I understand that completely. But I believe in Patrick Mahomes. I believe in the offensive weapons they have. And honestly, I believe that this is a humbling experience. You know, Patrick Mahomes, he has a lot of dip on his chip. Back-to-back Super Bowl appearances. MVP in his first career starting. He had a lot of dip on his chip.
Welcome back to our next allotted segment with NFL Players' Choice. Gridiron, Dub.
Yo, what's good with y'all? Glad y'all here. Glad y'all made it out and everything. You know, this is your usual starting five here. We got Sports Fluent right here. Also, we have Ben over here. How you doing, Ben?
Yo, doing good, man. Doing good.
Good. And then last but not least, we got the man himself, Bama.
What's up, y'all?
Good,
should you have started with Bama? Because I know he likes to go first. I want to remember that for next week.
No, I'm just playing. I just gotta mess with LaRon, man. You know, LaRon know our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, I am not that big a fan of introducing people. I kind of cringe at it sometimes. So just bear with me when I do that.
We'll flip flop next time, Dub.
I think you're way better at it. You're way better at it. I promise you.
All right. So, man, how's everybody doing today?
We're ready to talk some football. I know we got some topics that we don't agree on already.
Oh man, it's about to go down this week. Yo, how we feeling about football so far over these last few days? Was it a good weekend? Boring weekend?
Bad.
Regular football weekend?
But don't make me start with my Seahawks, man. Geno Smith, bro. Geno Smith got to get off that field. He got to get off that field. I can't do it with him.
He's a backup for a reason.
Yeah, he shouldn't be in the league for a reason. But let's be honest. You see the helmet behind me, right? I think you know how my weekend went.
That's tough. I know y'all NFL guys, man. Roll Tide. We all. I'm feeling real good. I just got something I just want to put out here on the air, man, just so people can hear this and how absurd this is. No Tennessee fan has ever tweeted about a win over Alabama, or sent the iMessage about beating Alabama, or summoned an Uber after beating Alabama, or posted to Facebook or Instagram after beating Alabama, or streamed the Netflix after they beat Alabama. So that should let you know.
That means they haven't beat them since at least 1996. That's when the first text message was sent.
No,
correct?
not text message, iMessage. So we can bump it up. Yeah. So they just ain't beat us currently, dog.
Okay.
Maybe like 05 or something, 06.
Just to let you guys know, we just recently found out that Sports Fluent might be a genius or a psychopath.
Oh man,
the fact that he just brought out
serial killer.
the fact that he just came up with 1996 off the top of his head like that gets to show you what we're dealing with today. So I'm a little bit on the edge. I don't know which one he is.
We are dealing with a brilliant mind, and we will let you guys decipher whether it's extreme to the left or extreme to the right. We don't know. And
you were asking if I met anyone with multiple personalities. You didn't ask if I had multiple personalities. You asked the wrong question.
All right. Well, you guys, this is the start of something that's going to be phenomenal, and hopefully, we'll get down to the bottom of that, Sports Fluent. Hopefully, we have a 3,000 episode run. But as for this week, what's up, Doug?
Nothing. Never mind.
As for this week,
just shaking in my boots right here.
We'll segue into our first topic. Why is that? That's some strong coffee right there.
I wish.
Oh, okay.
Just water.
All right, everybody ready to go?
Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
So our first segment, I put it on the doc. I didn't really allow you guys a chance to see it because I'm gonna spring it up on you guys. Now, it's called Yes or BS. What is that? That means that you guys tell me whether it's BS or whether you guys say yes to it. I got some hot topics for you, all right? First things first. The Titans are Super Bowl contenders.
BS.
Brandon, holla at us.
Titans?
Yes.
Titans? No, BS.
Yes.
BS.
Anthony, you say yes?
I say yes.
Bama.
I'm gonna say yes. Like in a all, if everything happens like how football is supposed to happen, yes.
Okay.
Just think about this.
What's up?
Sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Dub, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, since the loss to the Jets, look who they've beaten. And those are the teams that they're going to be facing in the playoffs. They're not going to be placing the Jets. So they look past the Jets, they lose, and then they beat Buffalo. They stomp Kansas City. And what do you need to win?
Squeak away week 2.
And what do you need? Hey, I look at it's recent. You got to be playing right at the end of the season. And the two things that you need to win in the playoffs, defense looks pretty good, and a running game. Is there a better running back than Derrick Henry?
Boy.
Because that always travels well. You're not always going to be. You're not always going to be
December.
At home.
Yeah, December.
I'm a little bit worried on the defense. I was just a little bit worried, but I ain't gonna lie, it did get better through the rest of the weeks. It did get better.
Yo, so why you say no?
No,
I convinced them. I switched them over.
Okay.
No, I don't think they can beat like like the Bills, because the Bills are in the way. I don't think they go beat the Bills.
Dub, yes or BS?
I get BS. I got BS on the Titans because I love their offense. They got a great passing game and Derrick Henry. I don't have faith in Ryan Tannehill, number one. I do not have faith in him. I think he's a good, above average quarterback, but as into, when the going gets tough to lean on him as a quarterback, I don't believe in him. I don't believe in their defense. I know they had a good showing against Kansas City, but that happens sometimes. That really does happen sometimes. Sometimes a defense that really isn't that good has a good defensive week against a good team. But I'm not really convinced on them at all. I think that the Bills versus Titans game, I think that's more goes to show you the Bills' weakness, and the Bills' weakness is their front seven. They have a great secondary, they have a great offense, but that front seven isn't really as up to par as people think. And the Titans definitely exposed that. But I don't got them beating the Ravens in the playoffs at all, or the Chargers.
Okay. Certainly. They definitely have an uphill battle, but they're showing a lot of signs of promise. Now, let's get into our next topic. The Bengals are AFC North favorites. How we feeling, Bama? Yes or BS?
BS. Last time I checked, the Ravens are in that conference, right? Oh yeah, that BS. So that would mean that you think that Joe Burrow could possibly beat out Lamar Jackson. I don't see it. At the point Lamar Jackson is in his development, that boy looking more and more unstoppable as the weeks go on. I know they had a little hiccup right here this past week versus the Bengals, but that was just more so the defense just being lazy, man. Like they do have phases and spurts where the Ravens just play lazy sometimes, dog. And I believe that's just what it was. That's not who they are. That's not their mystique. And when they revisit that game, because you can see it all the time, when they played the Titans used to mess them up. And when it boiled down, when they played them in the playoffs, Calais Campbell, all of them boys was on Derrick Henry. It really was nowhere. They bottled him up and they forced the person that they forced the weakest person, which is Tannehill, to beat them, and like you say, he can't. So that's what's going to happen when they play Cincinnati again. Their defense going to lock up. They're not going to be lazy. So that means you think Joe Burrow's going to beat out Lamar Jackson. I don't see it happening right now.
Okay.
I say BS too, but I think the Bengals, they're going to be second in the division. I think they're going to be second, but yeah, I don't see. I just see the Ravens being the division champs with Lamar and them. I think so.
Okay. Anthony, how you feeling?
I'm always big on what did you do? Not would have, should have, could have, if. So based on what they did, they beat the Ravens. Now I'm torn because I picked the Ravens to win the AFC North at the beginning of the season, so I don't want to change my pick.
Yeah.
So I would say that they are now in the conversation, but for now I'll go BS. Because the loss to the Green Bay Packer loss by the Bengals, I'll accept. The loss to the Bears worries me. It means that a team that's a below 500 team can beat you. So I've got them on the they're in the conversation, but I'm still going to lean towards the Ravens and say BS for now.
It worries you, or it brings joy to your heart?
It brought joy to my heart at the time. But when I'm talking about the Bengals, it worries me that you lost to a team that doesn't even know what they're doing.
Folks, that's that genius and psychotic that we speak of. He feels both emotions at the same time.
Coming from a Bears fan.
What you got for us,
I gotta
Dad?
be real. I gotta be real.
Yeah, BS. I mean, it's a divisional game, so losses like that is meant to happen.
That's a
It's
great
meant to
point.
happen. So it's like when let's say San Francisco and Cardinals face each other this year. I believe that San Francisco definitely has a good chance to beat them, and if they do beat them, I'm not going to sit here and say that they're better than Arizona.
Yeah,
It's just,
definitely.
Listen, I'll use that same division. Go back to when Arizona wasn't good, and Seattle never lost at home. Who would always go into Seattle and win?
God.
As Seattle fans, Arizona was a bad team and would always go into Seattle and win, and no one else would beat them. They would be like they'd be 7-1 at home, and that one loss. Yeah, I know. I bet, right? How many times at Arizona? So that's why those divisional games, it's tough because anything can happen in those because they see each other so often.
Exactly.
Certainly. Okay. Next take. Yes or BS? The Patriots will make the playoffs. Dub, talk to us.
Because I look at this schedule, I'm like, they could. They're not winning the division. They're not winning the division at all. I'm looking at the schedule, I'm like, maybe, but I'm going to just have to say BS because it's like they got to, I'm going to say BS. I don't got to explain it.
Okay. Yo, and these are just some warm-up topics. Y'all don't really got to go get in depth, but if you got a good explanation, let us hear it. What you got?
This is a good question, but I'm gonna say BS because Mac Jones, I don't trust Mac Jones as the quarterback, and also I don't think they got the weapons, but the defense is good though, but I don't see Patriots going playoffs. I just don't see it.
Okay. Yo, Anthony, what's up? Talk to us.
So they have 10 games left.
Mm-hmm.
They have 3 wins. To be in the wild card, they're going to need at least 10, right?
Yeah.
So you talked about the schedule. Do they have 7 wins when you talk Chargers, Panthers, Browns, Falcons, Titans, Bills, Colts, Bills again, Jags, Dolphins? If they're really good, they get 5. And 8 wins, an 8-9 record is not going to get you there. So I'm going to say BS.
Okay. He broke it down to us with logic. Bama, what you got for us? How you feel?
I don't see it happening this year. Just Mac Jones gonna be good because that's what Bill Belichick wants.
Your boy not gonna get it done?
No, that's. I mean, he's still my boy. You know what I'm saying? But you just got to be realistic, man. Like he a rookie. You still see where he still got to let the game come to him at some points. And to like what Fluent said, to winning games in the NFL in general is not an easy thing. To even win 10 as a rookie, that's just unfair to put that load on the rookie. And that's going to tie into like what I got to say about these next topics that come up. That's a lot of pressure to put on these young guys that's still trying to figure out their way throughout the NFL, because as you speak, they don't always everybody's situation. So you can't put everybody's situation on every QB. And what I mean by that, if you see some guys over here, like Justin Herbert, for instance, if he's having that success over there, you can't put his situation off on Mac Jones, because different weapons, different coaching, different play schemes, all different type of phenomena he got to go through to get to, for instance, winning the football game. So I don't see it. Bill Belichick is a hell of a coach. I will say that. He's going to try to conjure up a way to get them to the playoffs, because that's just who Bill is. But they'll still fall short. It's going to be hard for them to get to them 10 wins.
Yeah, it's good. It's interesting you brought up Justin Herbert, right? Everyone brings up his success in his rookie year, but look at the weapons he had around him on offense and the defense.
Yeah.
Who does Mac Jones have? Does he have an elite wide receiver?
Yeah. Keenan Allen, no.
No. Does he have an elite? I'm talking about Mac Jones. Does he have an elite running back? Elite.
Oh, the Patriots?
The Patriots, yeah. Like
I
Damien Harris. Damien Harris is nice.
Harris is
I wouldn't say
he's nice.
I wouldn't say it's an elite running back.
Does he have an elite? Does he have an elite defense?
Yeah.
So he's really asked to do a lot in his rookie season. So listen, I know we're just talking about playoffs, but you know how many rookies have won the Super Bowl in the history of the NFL?
Oh yeah, no. How many? I don't know.
0.
Zero. So if you're not gonna, for me, if you're not gonna win the Super Bowl, you're not winning. Just get a nice draft pick. Worry about next year. Get him some experience. Like, don't do something crazy just to get in so that you can lose.
Got you.
So you're saying tank?
No, I'm not saying tank. I'm saying develop. Right? If
Mhm.
you win the
Okay.
games, great. But don't do like, stuff that puts your future at risk just to get that one extra win. Right? Just play, get experience, and figure things out.
Okay.
He's a rookie. Let him develop. We've seen other places where they put rookies in bad situations and you can ruin them. So don't do that. And I know Bill Belichick's smarter than that. He won't do that.
Jets
And
have a.
and
go
then
ahead,
the
Ben.
schedule. Okay, the schedule. They got the Bills 2 times.
Yeah, that's
Twice.
tough.
Twice.
They got Chargers. They got Titans. They doing good so far. So like, I just don't see them going.
I got them beating the. I think I got them beating the Bills at least one of those games. I'll put money on that.
Okay.
I'm telling you that the front seven isn't as strong as everybody thinks, and that's the key to beating the Bills.
Right.
But to get 10 wins, they're gonna have to beat one of them teams, I feel, twice though. So do you think they could beat one of them teams twice?
I think they could beat
Titans or the Bills.
I think they could steal a game from the Bills. I'm not sure about the Titans. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Because the reason I say the Bills, because we also got to consider it's a divisional game.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason as well. And, Fluent, you talking about Super Bowls, that kind of transitions us to our next topic. Kansas City just got destroyed by the Titans. Destroyed. Is it time to count them out of Super Bowl contention? I'll start with you, Fluent.
Out of Super Bowl contention, look, if we had to pick as of today, yeah, they're not in the playoffs. They got to leapfrog 4 or 5 teams just to get into the playoffs as it stands right now. Now, granted, they have the same win totals, so there's still a chance. But there's never been a Super Bowl team that didn't have a top 5 scoring defense, and they got the worst defense in the league. So, do I try? No, they're out of Super Bowl contention as of the way they're playing. They're 100% out of Super Bowl contention, and they might be out of the playoff contention in a couple of weeks if they keep playing like this. Let's see how bad the injury is to Patrick Mahomes. Let's see if he right.
Yep, that's true.
So, yeah, I'd say they out.
I said that a few weeks ago they were going to make the Super Bowl, and I looked at that game Sunday. Nah, I don't see them going Super Bowl. Playoffs maybe. And then I'm looking at the schedule. They got Cowboys. They got Packers. Raiders. They underrated, doing good. And all that. I see them still in the playoffs, but not Super Bowl.
But now Super Bowl contention means that they'll be contending for that. Saying it's still enough for you?
Nah, still enough. Still enough.
How about you, Bama?
Patrick Mahomes say he feel fine with a quarterback like of his caliber. I won't believe they out until they out. But one thing I really feel like Patrick Mahomes fell victim to is his own success. So that's one thing we do, in America. Once somebody win, we want them to keep winning. And if they don't, so Patrick Mahomes, by him winning the Super Bowl at such an early age, 24, I believe. So now that's what everybody is looking for him to do every year. Oh, bro, if he don't go to the Super Bowl, it's a bust. Like I said, I have to bring this up. Winning games in the NFL or professional basketball in general, in professional sports, period, is not a given, regardless of how good or how we think these players should do. It's not a given. You still got to go out there every week, put it on. Other people are working on things. People are scheming against you, scheming to stop you. And that's just what kind of happened. Patrick Mahomes came into the NFL, took it by storm. It took a little while for them guys to catch up, but they're going to scheme and they're going to figure out ways to, hey, we're going to at least shut this down. You're not just going to be able to out here throwing no looks all day. You're going to have to make a read, all that. And that's just what's happening. But I feel like he should be able to get it done because he took all of that money. That's why I don't want to hear, oh, they don't have no defense. Well, he got $500 million, $50 million a year. So in my mind, I think logically, if an organization gives you that type of money and they only got $150 million a year for us with cap space. If you're taking them 1/3 of the cap space, that's basically like saying, hey, man, You should be able to do this without a nice linebacker, nice defensive pass rush, nice cornerbacks, because that's what it's going to take to pay some of those guys.
Or give up your offensive weapons, or give up Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, because those guys got to get paid.
They got to get paid.
They got to get paid.
So that's just kind of how I feel. I won't believe they out until they out. I don't know about Super Bowl contender. I know they most definitely should make the playoffs with Patrick Mahomes and those weapons, but Super Bowl is iffy. I don't see it happening.
Let me give you guys or whoever's listening a little history lesson. And this is, look, if something happens once, it's a fluke. If something happens again and again and again over 40 years, it's a trend. 3 teams in the history of the NFL have lost the Super Bowl and gone back to win it. The 71 Cowboys, the 72 Dolphins, and the 2018 Patriots in the history of the Super Bowl. Only 3 teams have lost and then go back to win it. Only 4 teams, and one was the Patriots twice. So technically only 3 teams have even advanced to the conference finals after losing the Super Bowl, and 12 Super Bowl out of the last 27, 12 haven't even made the playoffs. I don't want to call it a Super Bowl curse, but if you lose the Super Bowl, it's more likely that you don't make the playoffs than you win the Super Bowl.
You see, go ahead, Ben.
And again, what's up with the turnovers? What's up? They fumbled the ball like 3 times. Mahomes.
Turnovers
times, like,
But this is what happens. This is what happens when, Mahomes is facing more pressure than he's had in his whole entire career.
Well, they figured it out in the Super Bowl, right? What the way to?
Well, it wasn't just a Super Bowl. You gotta understand that there was a new offensive line because the guys that they had back there got hurt in the Super Bowl, which allowed the Bucs to take advantage of that. Now they got new guys there, and there's an adjustment period to that. So honestly, I'm not counting Kansas City out because I believe in Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Andy Reid. I believe in all of them guys to figure it out. And Kansas City has a history of playing bad defense, but at the right times, they kick it up. They have a history of that. We're used to them seeing that. We're used to them, they have a bad defense, but when the time is right, they kick it up. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they're able to do it. That's something that they are known to do. I'm not counting Kansas City out. They're down 3-4 now. I understand that completely. But I believe in Patrick Mahomes. I believe in the offensive weapons they have. And honestly, I believe that this is a humbling experience. Patrick Mahomes, he has a lot of dip on his chip. Back-to-back Super Bowl appearances. MVP in his first career starting. He had a lot of dip on his chip. Now it's time to come back to earth. Fluent. We talked about it earlier with Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero was, a lot of dip on his chip last season because of the song being made about him, that whole finals run. Mahomes, I believe he just got humbled right now, and I believe it's game time. I believe next week the Kansas City Chiefs are about to go crazy.
Listen, I said this was I don't like that I was wrong, because I said this was going to be the turnaround game where you saw the Chiefs dominate the Titans, and you were going to see, and that was going to be the moment when you looked back and said, "Yep, that's the Chiefs. Now they've started their run." And when they lost to the Titans, that took all the air out of that sail for me, because I think what you're seeing now, he can turn it around. Don't get me wrong, but you're seeing the Patrick Mahomes that you would have seen if they drafted him. When I say they, I'm saying they.
The Bears.
This is the Mahomes you would have seen. A bunch of turnovers, fumbles, like sacks. That's what you would have seen. And that's what it would have been. So can Andy Reid turn it around? Can Patrick? Yeah, they can. They can. But I mean, they're going to have to score. Just think about it. They're going to have to outscore teams like 45, 50 to 40. That's tough to do in the NFL. It's tough. Even in today's NFL, that's tough to do.
Yeah. So I hear you guys. But are you guys kidding me? Are you guys kidding me?
What you mean?
When we talk about top quarterbacks in the NFL, is Patrick Mahomes in your top 3? Is he in your top 3? Is he in your top 3?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Maybe 1?
Yeah.
Okay, then. So if we're talking about a gunslinger like Patrick Mahomes, we've seen what he did the last 2 years. Why are they not in Super Bowl contention? Okay, defense is raggedy. Undoubtedly. Okay. But the weapons that he has in the way he slings that rock, I'm not putting him. I'm not saying that anybody is a clear favorite to beat them. Like, yeah, they might have a better football team, but on any given week, Patrick Mahomes can come and shred your defense the same way you can come and shred his defense. So take your starting quarterback and put it against my starting quarterback, and let's take it back to Wild Wild West. Let's have a good old fashioned shootout.
I
It's
get
not.
what you.
Listen, football is the ultimate team game. It's not like basketball. Basketball, think
you're
about
right.
it. If you
You're right.
get one superstar, that's 20% of your team. So one player can make a huge difference. In football, one of 22, and that's not including special teams. That's just offense and defense. So yes, it's important to have a star quarterback, but if you have nothing else, if you can't protect him with an offensive line and
He
stop
doesn't just
people on
have nothing
defense,
else, though.
no, I said
He doesn't have an
that's
offensive
why I
line.
said if you can't protect him with an offensive line and play deep. Just let me ask you a question. In all those amazing games, when he came back down 38-7, down 31, all of those games, what was the key thing that no one ever talks about? Everyone talks about how Patrick Mahomes brought them back and won.
Now they got some crucial stops.
How about the fact that they stopped the other team from scoring? Right.
That's what I'm saying.
To make a 30-point comeback, you have to stop the other team. They can't do that anymore.
Well, I don't just trust in the fact that their defense is just completely just broke. Like it's just
they
over.
are.
They
can
make
broke.
They can make improvements.
They
can
bringing in another defense? Are they bringing in
to help Ron out. Like I said before, Kansas City has a trend of being terrible one week and great a different week. I don't know how they're able to do it. I don't know why they do that, but that is a trend that we are used to seeing.
But that puts them at 10 more games. That's 500. That's 5 wins.
No, I have
they literally have to go 8. They have to go 8-2.
I believe they could. I don't see that being that. I mean, it's hard to do, but I don't see that being that far-fetched for Patrick Mahomes. And this is what I'm saying. I'm not just talking about Patrick Sports Fluid. we're talking about Travis Kelce. We're talking about Tyreek. We're talking about a great backfield, good backfield. I don't see it being that far-fetched.
Hey, decent, but they're not great.
Hey, to go off of what you said, this isn't really on the doc, but I believe this is a question that needs to be asked. What is more important when it comes to the NFL? Your players or the coaching? What's more important?
It's always the players. It's always the players.
Always the player. All right, so it seems you and Bama disagree. So Bama, we'll start off with you and coaching.
It depends. So it's because you get guys like Bill Belichick. So in a situation like that, I would almost say he is more important than the player because we can look at how we develop and how he brings players along. So because I hate to do it because I'm a big for the players guy, but who's to say if Tom Brady went to the Bears, he'll be the Tom Brady we know today if he didn't play 20 years for the Patriots up under Bill Belichick, getting that mentorship, learning the game through the eyes of Bill Belichick. So now we see this finished product, 85,000 yards later, 600 touchdowns later, we see Tom Brady and be like, oh, bro, he's the greatest player we've ever seen, bro. Obviously, they won Super Bowls because of him. I mean,
now you're picking a team like that, but who's to say that if he doesn't go to the Colts with Tony Dungy, he doesn't have the same success?
So are the Bears our model team? Anytime we talk about a
player, let's leave them out. Let's leave them out.
If we go back to the 80s, though, that's a whole different story up under Rex Ryan's dad. So
no, without a doubt.
So I don't know. I will almost say they go hand in hand. I feel like that's kind of a problem. We always want to say which one is better than another one. Well, how about, the roles are equal. Everybody has a role in the organization to help this machine or this car run smoothly. I feel like they go hand in hand. You got to have a good coach as well as you got to have players to execute those plays and carry out those plays. So I feel like they.
So let me ask you this: how many bad coaches have won with great players versus how many great coaches have won with bad players?
Are we talking about championships?
All that matters. All that matters is championships.
If you look at the championships, none. It
Exactly.
was really hand in hand. It was a good coach mixed with a phenomenal team, and them boys bought in. You see those guys buy into the system. So I just look at it from this because I'm a big college football guy. Alabama, they was out there. They had certain teams where they used to go 10-6 or 12-2 or whatever the case may be. They didn't have the coaches to get them to that national championship. Years later, 2007 comes.
Hold on. Hold on. I have to interrupt you. I'm sorry. Hold on. You're going to use Alabama and Nick Saban. Let me ask you, how many of the top 100 or top 50 players does he get to recruit because he's Nick Saban in Alabama?
Yeah, I understand it, but even
when you get all the best players,
there's no
free agency. You can't compare it to college. Okay. There's no free agency. There's no draft.
What about Florida Gators? What about the Gators in 2006 and 2008? They get
I don't think you can compare college to pros because
they get players, and then collective players, they're able to go and win a championship. Without those certain coaches, maybe those teams only win 10 games or whatever.
I think college is different. I agree with you on college.
The pros, the pros is pretty much the same because it's the best of the best. So now in the pros, if you take it from that standpoint, the best of the best, everybody's the best. So now you need coaching to tie that all in together because you already got somewhat decent players. Maybe take a few transactions, trade a few players over here, but that will go back to the coaching, right? Wouldn't that be on the coaching?
Hey, Ben, what's your thoughts on this?
I think it's coaching, and my reason is because, like for example, Mike Tomlin, he never had a losing season. I don't think he never had a losing season, right? So without him, will the Steelers be like that contender team without Mike Tomlin?
Yeah, you know but Mike, for the majority of Mike Tomlin, not every year. Last year was a good coaching job. He had Ben Roethlisberger in his prime, Antonio Brown, and Le'Veon Bell. Three players who, okay, Roethlisberger may be top 10, but Le'Veon and Antonio Brown, top 3 at their position.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say it, but when you got players like that, you better win. He probably should have won more with those guys.
Right. But then, they had that misdistribute with like AB situation. Then
they ended it wrong. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then like for Ben, Ben, he ain't doing good right now. Let's say like Mike Tomlin, like I think without Mike Tomlin, they would just be like a trash team. They would be like the Jets, in my opinion. To be honest with you.
Cool. All right, fellas. Well, moving forward, we're gonna go ahead and get to our weekly power rankings. So I'm going to start with you, Bama. You wanted to go first. You want it. You got it. Here we go.
All right. I'll keep it quick. Arizona's my one, of course, undefeated. Baby Yoda, Kyler Murray, K1.
Yes, sir.
My number 2 is the bad man himself, the RZA, the Wizard, the RZA, Dizza, Ghostface, Killer, Inspector, Aaron Rodgers, man. Like Rodgers. That's my number 2, baddest man in the NFL.
Shake him up, Hammer. Shake him up.
Baddest man in the NFL. Number 3, I'll go with Tampa Tom. My 4 would be the Rams. 5 is Baltimore. I don't care that Cincinnati beat them. 6, I hate to say it, but Dallas. 7, the Bengals. 8, Buffalo. 9 is Tennessee, but that I really feel like I could put Tennessee at 7, but I'm gonna go 9 with Tennessee, and I'll put the Chargers. It's between them and the Raiders, but I'm gonna go Chargers right now just because I'm still like up in the air about what they situation that just went on over there for us with Gruden, and we need to see them emails. Say that again. We need to see them emails.
Dumb emails.
Okay. Ben, talk to us.
All right. Number 1, I got the Cardinals. Number 2, got the Rams. Number 3, I got the Bucks.
Okay. Ooh. Moving forward, Sports Fluid. Maybe it was because he had the Bucks 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the football gods strike again. Sports Fluid, what you got?
All right. So I think we're gonna have a unanimous number 1 with Arizona. I have the Bucks at number 2.
Don't be so sure.
I have the Bucks at number 2. I have Green Bay number 3 because they're in my division, so I'm never putting them higher than 3. Rams at number 4. Then I got the Bills at 5. the Bengals, because we're looking, this is a week-to-week thing, right? So I'm not meaning to justify it, but based on what they just did, the Bengals at number 6.
Ooh, okay. I hear you. I hear you.
Dallas at 7. The Ravens at 8. And honestly, the Ravens were up at 5, I think, last week for me, but that loss that has to knock them down. And then the Chargers at 9. And it was tough for me too. And Tennessee and based on what they just did, Tennessee at 10. I think because the Chargers were off last week and maybe Buffalo was off last week, we're flipping them around a little bit. But yeah, so I got Chargers and then Tennessee rounded out top 10.
Okay. Yo, Brandon, you want to get back to us? We got your top 3. Let's start from the top again. All right, you kind of got a chance to maybe redo your list. Maybe you had some flaws in there, and the football guys wanted you to maybe reconstruct that. So talk to us again.
All right, for number 1, I got the Cardinals. 2, I got the Rams. 3, I got the Bucks. Ooh. Yeah, I got the Rams. 3, I got the Bucks. 4, I got the Bills. Number 5, I got the Packers. 6, I got the Cowboys. For number 7, I got the Bengals. They're playing team ball right now. The Bengals playing team ball. Number 8, I got the Titans. 9, I got the Ravens. 10, I got the Chargers.
Oh man. You guys are not gonna like my list.
I already know you got at least one horrible pick in there.
I think nobody else has said it. Maybe Bama has. I really wasn't paying attention, but the Rams number 2 is not that bad though, Ben, because the Rams did show up the Bucks this year. I'm not mad at the Rams number 2. I have Arizona number 1. I have the Bucks number 2. I have the Rams number 3. I have the Packers number 4. I have the Bills number 5. I have the Ravens number 6. Chargers number 7. Bengals number 8. Titans number 9. And the Chiefs number 10. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm so sorry. I messed it up.
Did you say that? I think you said the Bengals twice.
No. I'm so sorry.
Let's do that again.
Let me rephrase it. The Cardinals number 1. The Bucks number 2. The Rams number 3. The Packers number 4. The Bills number 5. The Ravens number 6. The Kansas City Chiefs number 7.
What?
Whoa.
The Chargers number 8, the Bengals number 9, and the Titans number 10. I am not counting Patrick Mahomes out. I do not care how y'all feel. I'm not counting.
This isn't
hope you know him.
Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah.
This is right
I hope
now.
you know him. That got to be your homie on Xbox or something.
Dub, you gonna get him on the show with us?
I'm
not. That's the only reason you can have.
Ron, you know how I base rankings. I base rankings on who's more likely to win the championship. That's how I base my rankings. Kansas City Chiefs, they're right under the Ravens for me.
Aside from their Swiss cheese defense,
I do not. I said
based on what?
As I said,
not what you're seeing.
When we look at the Kansas City's history, they have a tendency to have bad defenses, but they turn it up for some reason. They just start turning it up. Patrick Mahomes, I still believe in that offense. I still believe in what they can do. I still believe Andy Reid will find an offensive scheme to fix whatever these defenses are putting on that Kansas City Chiefs offense. And I'm a firm believer of Kansas City. And when Week 17 comes by, we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Okay.
Shocking. I ain't gonna lose you.
And I left the Cowboys out. I will never put the Cowboys in number 10.
Oh, I forgot you left the Cowboys out.
Cowboys. I left the Cowboys out.
I can't wait. I think it's a few weeks away, right? What is it? 3 weeks away? When the Cowboys come in and drop 50 on the Chiefs, I'm going to remind you of this moment.
I got Kansas City winning.
Of course you do. Of course you do. You have them ranked 7th.
Kansas City's winning without a doubt in my mind. Without a doubt. Dallas, I'm an Eagles fan, just to let you guys know.
That makes sense.
Okay. Y'all want to hear my top 10 or should we move on?
No, I want your top 10.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Because you're the only one that doesn't have the Cardinals at 1.
Genius. He's a genius, guys. Now, I'm like, if your car's running perfectly, it's the car of your dreams, You've had this car for no, we can say it's a brand new car. We can say it's a brand new car. Look, the car's 2 years old, okay? When you got it last year, you loved it. Still got that new car smell. The rims is still fresh. Paint job's amazing. Hasn't broke down on you, hasn't had no problems. Are you going to go get a new car? I don't care if I don't care if they're undefeated. They're not better than the Bucks. Just because the Bucks had one little slip up, I'm going with Tom Brady. Okay, he hasn't showed us no type of letbacks. He hasn't showed us no letdowns. They've still been moving fluidly. So with that with that being said, I'm going with the Bucks to start out with. And then obviously, I'm not gonna get you guys this route up. It's only week 2. Okay, we got the Cardinals next. Now this might shake a couple feathers. But next, I'm going with the Bills. Moving forward, I got the Packers. I got the Rams. I got the Cowboys. Just because they beat them 1 week, I still don't know if I got the Bengals over the Ravens. And Lamar Jackson is an MVP front runner, so I'm going to go with the Ravens. Then I'm going to go with Cincinnati. Then I'm going to go with the Titans. And lastly but not least, Dub. You can never count out a bad man like that. Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City.
That's
number
fact.
10. Yes,
that's
number
a fact.
10.
That is.
Wait. So Floyd,
it's a power ranking. It's as of today, who's the best team?
You're right.
And as of today, you're taking a team with a losing record over a team with 2 losses. It's
just
okay, like twice as many losses as of today.
All right, you turned bit around on a couple topics ago. You just turned me back around.
Thank you.
Let's go with the Raiders.
There we go. The rate. Okay, fine.
So that wasn't much better.
I'll take the Raiders. I'll take the Raiders. Listen. Don't be surprised, man. If that coaching staff in Vegas can get them believing, like in them, like as that us against the world stuff, they could go on a run. They could go on a run because
I think the Raiders are nice. I really do.
If this brings them together, hey, we got Gruden was horrible person. What he did, what he said, all that stuff. Let's bring that together. And the right coaching staff. So this is where I would say where you guys were talking about coaching. This is where coaching matters. If you can take that distraction and turn it into something that unifies a team, then you're a good coach.
And you see, we had this talk on our last episode of Players Choice Basketball about camaraderie. And I believe camaraderie is truly also what helps make a team better. When we look at that Philadelphia Eagles team that won the championship, we won that because of our camaraderie, because we were so together as a unit. And that really makes a team better. Miami Heat in the 2020 that 2020 run in the bubble, it was all about camaraderie. Our talent wasn't as best as everybody else in the league, but the fact that we were just all in it together, that's the reason why we was in that position. Same thing for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yo, and with that being said, why don't you guys have the Raiders in your top 10?
I'm not a believer.
Not a believer.
As of right now, do I like? Think about here's my bottom 3. Here's my bottom 3.
Tie for one in
Baltimore, the Chargers, and Tennessee. So of those 3, who's playing better right now? Like, are the Raiders better than the Ravens? I don't think so. Are they better than the Chargers? Hold on. What are the Raiders? Aren't the Raiders 4-2?
5-2.
5-2. Okay. Baltimore's also 5-2. The Chargers are 4-2, but I think they have a better defense than the Raiders. So that's why I give the Chargers the edge. And then Tennessee showed us that they stopped number 7 on the power rankings. So they must be pretty good.
Definitely.
So that's the only reason. It's just someone has to be out.
Okay.
I got the Raiders not in my top 10 because first off, the Chargers beat the Raiders, I think.
They did.
And then also the Chargers was in that hot start. The only major loss they had, I think, was against the Ravens. I think it was the Ravens.
Yep. You're right. You're right about that. Yeah. And it beat Pittsburgh as well.
I'm just not buying what Derek Carr selling. Me, myself, personally, regardless.
So it's BS. It's not a yes. It's BS.
I'm just saying, like, regardless of what type of person Gruden was, I feel like his play call catered to somebody like Derek Carr. Old school, conservative, use the fullbacks, play action over the top. That was more so catered to somebody like Derek Carr. That's why I'm scared to put him in my top 10, because is that offense going to stay the same? Because, Gruden made an emphasis to use Darren Waller. Might be one of the more freakish offensive weapons in the NFL right now that you can have on offense.
Yep.
Is this new guy gonna come in and still use him the same way? You see what I'm saying? Or use the offense the same way? I don't know. Like we'll see if they continue to do it. Like you say, if they continue to galvanize the troops and rally that and use that, like, hey man, and we gonna use
and
this
also
motivation to get there. But
also we have to look at when we look at the teams that's won championship. Look at the quarterbacks that they had. They don't have look at Jimmy Garoppolo. He isn't on the level as Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or everything. So Jimmy Garoppolo is above average quarterback, but he's not that guy. There's levels to this. So I believe when I look at past NBA championships, not NBA, NFL championships, I'm looking at it, I always favored. Most of the time, I'm always favoring the quarterback that just has that it factor.
But that's such a hard thing to do though, because if you think about it, half of the Super Bowls the last 10 years have been Brady. So of course it was a great quarterback because Brady's been in half of them. But when you look at the other ones, okay, you had Mahomes one, but then you had Nick Foles.
Yep.
He's not a quarterback.
We mentioned
Flacco.
Eli twice.
Do not.
Don't do Eli like that.
Wait.
But would you say? Hold on. Would you say Eli's an elite quarterback?
Yes.
Playoffs. Okay, so
yes.
Eli's tricky. Eli's tricky. Just hear me out real quick. Eli's tricky because the reason why I say he's tricky because he beat Tom Brady twice.
No, he didn't. The Giants defense beat the Patriots twice.
So he didn't make some crucial passes.
Yeah,
even though the helmet
he did. But understand,
the second time,
if it wasn't for that
Manningham on the corner, the sideline ball, like he had made some good clutch passes in order to get Brady off the field. Yes, the defense do make stops, but one thing with Tom Brady, you have to complete certain passes to keep him off the field and to ensure you a victory versus him. That's I don't know.
So for his career, you're saying Eli Manning was an elite quarterback.
No, because
he had elite moments.
No, he had that.
He might have had two runs, but that's my point. But that's my point. When you take out Tom Brady and you look at the other people who win Super Bowls, can you win your Eagles? Can you win with a backup?
And I told you.
Yep. Well, can you win with Eli Manning, who's not elite?
Let me tell you, Nick
Foles,
if
he gets hot.
So
there are ways. Can the Ravens win with Trent Dilfer?
Yep.
Yeah. So you can win without an elite quarterback, but right now our recency bias is skewed because Brady's been in half of them over the last 20 years.
Most of the time, we haven't seen that. You keep mentioning Nick Foles and everything. Let me tell you, Nick Foles during that playoff run was on something. He was, and that was due to the camera. You go and say
you want to know what he was on? He was on that Eli Manning juice. That's what he was on.
Destroyed.
That NFC East juice they have something. I don't know.
Destroyed the Minnesota Vikings. Then he went to the Patriots and he put on a show. One of the best.
He had a good
I've
run.
ever seen.
He had a good run. But let's be honest. What was he in Jacksonville?
No, you're
what was he with the Rams?
That.
Garbage. What was he with the Bears? That's who he really is. Let's not look at the exception to the rule. Who he really is an average at best quarterback.
But there's
right. Eli Manning's a 500 quarterback.
Wait.
He goes on run.
I just look at the situation.
When it comes, all right. So the way I'm looking at it, it's called answering those moments.
Yeah,
answering those calls to those moments. Eli Manning is a guy. He could do that.
Eli Manning is undefeated.
Nick Foles at that time.
What's that?
He's undefeated.
Who's undefeated? Well, I didn't hear what you said.
In the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl? Yeah.
When it counts.
But listen, if you're going to give him credit for beating the Patriots, then you got to give him discredit for all those losses. You can't just give him the wins and not the losses.
When you a champion, you only count when you win the Super Bowl.
Right.
Yo, look, anytime we bring up Eli, I'm extremely biased. That was my guy. The first time they won a championship,
all right.
I made a wild bet. And I honestly didn't expect him to win it. He won me that bet. I went to school the next day feeling like the man, and from that day on, Eli Manning's just been my guy.
Do y'all think Eli Manning a Hall of Fame?
Well, they're going to say yes. I'm going to say no.
We'll get into that next week.
Let me rephrase that. I don't think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I agree with you.
I think he should wait just because
I
Like
agree with you
I
there.
think first ballot is like you should get like a special like not
Nah,
on your bus, like a
undoubtedly,
special
without a doubt. No, for
something
sure.
special to say I'm a first
Mhm.
ballot, and they should distinguish between who's like a true
Nah, for
That's
real.
ballot
why I
versus
agree. I
late.
agree with Coach Prime's take on that, because once you start letting everybody in, it no longer has no prestige to it.
Right,
Like it's just
right.
it's just the hall. You know what I mean? Like this is supposed to be guys elite tier. And that's why I say the only reason why I say you gotta let Eli Manning in is because you got somebody like Joe Namath up in there. Same situation.
Yeah, and he shouldn't be in. You're right.
More interceptions than touchdowns. Only one Super Bowl, right?
So I have a question for y'all, because we have a saying over in Players' Choice: I will not let these man-made awards define me. Do you guys believe that T.O. deserves to be a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Oh yeah, he should.
Yeah,
every day of the
He's
week.
He's a top 4 receiver, top 4 or 5 receiver of all time. Of course he is.
So this is why I'm.
Who's better? Jerry Rice, maybe Randy Moss. That's it. That's the list.
T.O.'s my GOAT.
That's the list.
I watched T.O. play the most out of all my favorite players and receivers, and T.O. could quite frankly be my favorite football player ever.
That's facts. But this is. Go ahead. Behind who?
Never mind. We've already mentioned his name enough this episode. So let's go ahead and move forward. Fellas, we have about 30 more minutes. So let's kind of get through these topics.
30. No, not 30. Not 30.
Like 10 more minutes.
Like 10 more minutes.
Okay, well, let's go 15.
Yeah, 15.
Because I want to try to squeeze in a few more of these topics. So let's just be quick with it. Is there any hope for the Bad News Bears?
No.
I mean Browns.
Browns.
Them either.
I'm
no,
sorry, bro.
both of them.
I didn't do that on purpose. I swear to God.
The Bears and the Browns will be golfing, watching the first round of the playoffs.
Okay.
They're a quarterback away, and Baker Mayfield is not the quarterback, because they need a quarterback that won't lose a game for you. And Baker Mayfield showed you he will lose a game with a dynamic run game. That's why I say the Titans might be able to go to the Super Bowl, because Tannehill, even though he's bad, he won't lose a game for you. He won't get in the way of your success. He won't get in the way of Derrick Henry. Baker Mayfield will get in the way of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. He will get in the way of it and be like, yeah, dig us up out of this, guys. Run us up out of this. They got to get rid of him. Baker Mayfield got to go.
Baker Mayfield is the worst quarterback. Baker Mayfield is the worst quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, Butter Mayfield. That's what I call
him. Let me tell you why. Because everyone's gonna get on me for saying that. But let me tell you why. Is there another starting quarterback in the NFL that if you put them on the Browns would do worse? And the answer is no. There's no starting caliber quarterback that would do worse. Therefore, he's the worst quarterback in the NFL.
I agree to the point where he is underperforming on the team that he's on. As I said, bro, you have Odell Beckham. And you're not finding him the ball. I don't know how
there's an issue there, though. There's an issue between those two. There's something between
there has to be. There has to be, because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, Odell had a night with his baby mama.
It's two pretty big egos for sure. So
there's something.
Yeah. Football is a game of egos.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, if I'm Odell Beckham Jr., I would request a trade right now. If I'm Odell,
I think
I would request a trade right now.
You know what Stephen A. Smith was saying? That Bama will put your team where they should be. The Packers need to do everything in their power to go get Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah,
that's what I just said. Yeah,
you had said that.
I just said Odell needs to go to the Packers. Yeah, 100%.
He might end up with like 1,500 yards before the season over with, though.
Well,
that's the crazy
that
thing
will
about
be.
it.
Devontae Adams.
Could you imagine Odell on one side and Devontae with don't forget with Rodgers, who will get him the ball where he needs it.
Randall Cobb, man.
Aaron Jones running the ball.
The Wizard.
Okay. So speaking of Aaron Rodgers getting certain people the ball, let's get into our start bench cut.
Trade.
Now. Start bench trade.
It's NFL edition.
We don't cut.
Right.
We don't cut. We trade.
Trade. All right. Cool. So we got none other than the cheetah himself.
Can I actually time out for a second? Because you guys have to make a change, actually. So on Players' Choice basketball, it should be start bench trade.
Yeah.
And in football, it should be start bench cut because we can cut a player in football and we don't have to pay him. In basketball, if you cut him, you got to pay him. So basketball should just from a financial standpoint, it should be start bench
You
trade.
guys
But
see,
anyways,
you guys see, this is the genius
this is
thing,
genius coming out.
and the psycho
Yeah.
thing that we're not
Yeah.
sure on yet. We're just not sure. We're still
You can't
debating.
be cutting
We're
people in the
fair-
NBA.
this is
Those
our-
are guaranteed
this-
contracts.
This is our second episode. You see where his mind is going. This is our second episode, man. So we'll probably in the next couple of weeks, we're gonna put a poll up, and you guys will let us know if he's leaning far to the left or far to the right. So we'll get into this. Go ahead,
Or if it's
Marwan.
50-50. Not in the
It might be
middle. If
50-50,
it's
it might be.
50-50. Okay.
For those astrologers, I am
damn.
a Gemini, so I do have both. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay.
So we'll
Hey,
We'll talk about that next week.
that's-
We'll talk-
June Gemini or May Gemini?
May.
May? Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What's
So
going on, Ron?
our start bench trade, we
Yeah.
got Tariq Hill, we got Devontae Adams, and we got Cooper Kupp. I want to know who you guys got, and we are going to start with you, Ben.
All
Who you
right.
starting, who you benching, who you trading?
I'm gonna start Devontae Adams. I'm gonna bench Cooper Kupp, and I'm gonna trade Tyreek Hill. Do you know what you can get for Tyreek Hill? You know what you can get for Tyreek
Wait,
Hill?
time out though. We're not doing it based on that. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, let's just
You should do a cut. Make it
sake
cut.
of
Make it
anything,
cut.
Cut
Make it
because
cut.
he's not going to play.
Cut.
Yeah,
You can cut him. Cut him.
1, 2, 3. Think about it
For
like that. 1, 2,
For
3.
the cut, I'm cutting on Cooper Kupp. I'm cutting. Yeah, I'm cutting.
So
Cooper Kupp.
he's Cooper Cut.
It's Cooper Cut.
Cooper Kupp. Yeah, Cooper Kupp. Yeah, Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Cut.
Uh,
Amazing. Bama, what you got?
Me, myself personally, I go based off of refined skills. Devontae Adams, route runner, supreme, king, like King Henry is the king of running backs. Devontae Adams is the king of route running. You know what I mean? If I got a kid, I'm going to show him how to, if I want him to play receiver, I'm going to put on a highlight tape of Devontae Adams. This is poetry in motion. So, which would bring me to my number two. My number two, it got to be Cooper Kupp. This dude on pace for 1,800 yards, 1,900 yards this year. This dude is nice, man. Nice. Route runner supreme. Like he doing all the right things this year. And then you got a guy like Matt Stafford, which speaks to what you say. Players do make a difference. You get a quarterback that can see the field, makes a big difference. You got somebody like Matt Stafford throwing him the ball. I'm gonna have to cut Tyreek because, like I said, he's a phenomenal athlete. Phenomenal. I would love to have him on my team. A Cynics Jubitus. That's what they call a cheater right there. Tyreek Hill is every bit of that. Him, Jalen Waddle, those guys are every bit of that. But football from a route runner standpoint, I got to go with those. It would be against the rules of it would be against my rules of football to take Tyreek over those two guys after what they had displayed. Yeah.
Respect. Yo, Doug, talk to us.
I'm looking at this, right? Devontae Adams, I think everybody's starting. Devontae
Adams.
Adams.
Sure about that?
Ooh, okay. Well, Devontae Adams to me is a top 2 wide receiver in the league, and I'm always going to start him, unless the other name is DeAndre Hopkins. I'm starting Devontae Adams. I'm benching Tyreek Hill, and I'm cutting Cooper Kupp because it's like this. When I look at Cooper Kupp, I like him. I really do love him. As Bama said, his route running is elite. I love his route running. I love how he can get open. But I've never seen him as a number 1 receiver. I've never seen him like that. We've always seen him as a number 2 receiver. He's always the first read, especially with Matthew Stafford throwing the ball, because he's always going to get open. He's not drawing that attention that Robert Woods is drawing to allow Cooper Kupp to do what he can do. That is the main reason why I will have to cut Cooper Kupp, because I have not seen him as that number 1 receiver. There's always been somebody ahead of him. I love his route running. I love how he could get open. But when I look at Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, I see Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams them be successful as a number 1 receiver. I've never seen Cooper Kupp be successful as a number 1 receiver.
Okay.
And maybe he could, and I'm not saying, my bad. I'm not saying that he can't be a number 1 receiver. I am just saying I've just never seen that. So I'm not going to put him over a guy like Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams, who are just great in their own right. To my eyes, top 5 wide receivers in the league. I just can't put him above those guys. What you about to ask me, Ron?
I was gonna say, so what about the fact that he's putting up number one numbers? Because everybody that you
He's
named
putting up
is number one. But if you go look at receptions, who's first? None other than Cooper Kupp.
So when we're looking at
Receiving yards.
his number,
Wait, receiving yards.
This
Who's
season.
first? This season. Yes, this season. But remember what you said though. We have to base rankings based on right now, right?
Yeah.
Receiving yards, Cooper Kupp. When we talk about touchdowns, and it's not even close. I mean, 96 isn't too bad. It's not too far off, but Cooper Kupp. When we talk about average yards per reception, Cooper Kupp, which is why Tyreek has to go. I feel you, Bama. Like you're an amazing specimen for what it's worth, you know, all 5'8" of you. But it's just like you without and I'm not gonna say without an elite quarterback, because they'll still get him the ball, but it's like that deep ball is kind of what sets him apart, you know. But I'm like with Cooper Kupp,
we got to understand with Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is a great quarterback, and he's always looking to, you know, get the ball out of his hands to the open guy.
They all three have great quarterbacks.
Cooper Kupp, who?
They all three have great quarterbacks.
Yeah, but understand,
and he has the worst quarterback.
Cooper Kupp isn't the guy drawing the attention that Robert Woods is drawing when it comes to running those deep balls. So Cooper Kupp is always the first read because Cooper Kupp is always that guy cutting in the middle field, always being the first one open, because most of the time the best corner's not guarding him. Most of the time he's not getting that attention for a deep ball. So he's always open. He's always
so why aren't the number twos on the Packers and on the Chiefs in this category then?
The Packers.
You see what I'm saying? Yes.
Because they're not as successful as Cooper Kupp.
Speaking of Cooper Kupp, I'm getting a call from one of my LA Rams fans himself. He must know that we're talking about Cooper Kupp. He must be able to sense it. But I'm benching Cooper Kupp. Starting. I mean, it's kind of obvious who you have to start, and it's like you can't really go against that. And with that being said, Sports Fluent, who you got?
So listen, it's going to be unanimous, because when I look at these three guys, you look at route running, you look at separation, you look at speed. Only one guy does both, right? Only Devontae Adams is an elite route runner, elite at getting separation, elite speed. Like, he's got everything. He is like Cooper Kupp and Tyreek Hill kind of put together. So he's the obvious start. So now the second is the way I look at it. So I talk about my point guard days. I very rarely talk about my wide receiver days. So when I talk about those, we think about game planning. So I have a route runner. This is the fortunate thing is I'm starting and benching and cutting. I have them both on the same team. So I got my route runner. I got my elite number one wide receiver. What's the other side? What do I want? Do I want another kind of possession route runner, or do I want a home run hitter? I want a home run hitter. And look, it's hard because it's close.
Wait, if we're talking about if you have Devontae over here, then who else do you want over here?
Yeah. I go with Tyreek Hill, because you have to respect him. And now Tyreek Hill is going to get one-on-ones because you got Devontae Adams on the other side. Now, if you got Tyreek Hill one-on-one all day, every day.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
It's crazy. So that's the only, it's close. Don't get me wrong. It's close because Cooper Kupp is the better route runner than Tyreek Hill. But I'm just like, I already got that. I've got one of the best, if not the best route runner in the game on one side. So I want the home run on the other. So that's why, that's the only reason I give him the slight edge over Cooper Kupp.
So what's your what?
So I'm starting Devontae. I'm benching Tyreek, and I'm cutting Cooper Kupp. Difficult, but I am. I gotta make it.
So if you're not thinking about it as a team aspect, like Devontae on one side and Tyreek on the other side, what's your 1, 2, 3?
Then I probably flip the two. Then I probably go Adams, Kupp, Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
Because Tyreek Hill has to get open, and you have to have a quarterback who can get him the ball deep. Because he's not going to be able to get, other than the speed, right? If you go, if you lay it now, you don't want to give him the ball in space, but you can go safety over the top, and you can not necessarily neutralize him. But we've seen teams do that this year where they've limited his opportunities. You can't do that against great route runners. They're gonna get the ball.
Definitely
true. But it has Cooper Kupp.
And let's be honest, Tyreek Hill without Patrick Mahomes, right? He's a really fast guy who doesn't get the ball as much, right? Patrick Mahomes makes special throws. Now, and again, we're splitting hairs, guys. Like, it's close. It's close.
But you speak to seeing the defense Tyreek has. Tyreek has that one thing, that deep ball. Like, you're not going to be able to play Cooper Kupp the same way because he runs routes. He has a plethora of routes. He's going to be able to fit up in those cushions where the hole is. If you run zone, he's going to be able to find those zones because with good route runners, they got a very good sense of spacing and where the hole is in the defense. If you play him man to man, he got too many releases, too many moves that's going to get him open. So that's why I like to, like, I don't see, even if they do treat him as a number one receiver, I don't see how they're going to be able to bottle him up.
I don't either.
It's going to be the same way with Devontae Adams. They do the same thing for Devontae Adams. He does his release. He do some poetry in motion. He ends up open. If you look at it, the same thing, like to speak to what you're saying, Flint, look at Alabama. They had Jerry Jeudy and Devontae Smith one year. Jerry Jeudy had 1,200 yards. Devontae Smith had 1,300 yards. That show you if you got two route runners, one on one side and the other one on the other, they all gonna be able to stretch you deep. They all gonna be able to stretch you vertical. It's football. It's so many coverage they can catch you lacking in. So all of them gonna be able to take you deep. But where they're gonna be able to kill you is it's gonna be so hard to guard these guys because they got so many weapons and moves to get open. Like, not just, hey, bro, I'm just going to have to blow past you and rely on my quarterback to throw the ball 90 yards down the field. No, dude, I can run a basic slant, a basic out, and I'm going to whoop you and get open right now. Watch me. Watch this out. Watch this slant.
But,
watch
you
this
know,
post.
sometimes that, I believe sometimes that home run factor is just, and don't act as if Tyreek can't run routes. Tyreek could definitely run routes.
He can.
And sometimes that home run factor is just so great that you just can't knock it off. And I believe that Tyreek Hill's home run factor is just so much greater than Cooper Kupp's, which is why I have to put Tyreek Hill above him. I have to.
Yo, Doug. So would you rather, let's say you get 4 at-bats. No, let's say you get 10 at-bats. Would you rather get 1 home run every 10 at-bats, or would you rather get 4 singles?
But that's a whole different thing because it's baseball.
Okay.
Baseball is such a, you need to, like, baseball, like,
well, football is too, though. You need to get first downs.
Baseball is different.
You need to go those 5 yards, those 6, 7 yards. Those all add up, especially on touchdown drives.
Tyreek Hill can get that as well. Tyreek Hill can get that as well. He can't get those 10, 15-yard things at the level as Cooper Kupp. But when it comes to hitting that home run, like you're talking about, Tyreek Hill hasn't beat.
With that,
you have to be more creative with Tyreek Hill to get him the ball in space. Yeah. Whereas Cooper Kupp is going to run a route and he'll get the ball. He'll find a way to find the hole
without a doubt
to get open. Yeah. He'll find, right? Tyreek Hill, you got to scheme for Tyreek Hill. Cooper Kupp, you just got to throw him the ball.
Now, can we be honest, y'all? Can Tyreek Hill fit with any quarterback? Like, let's say, like, Rodgers or Russ.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Well, yeah, with them for sure.
Yeah, with any of the good ones. He can't be with the, like, he wouldn't be good with a bad one.
And that's what I was getting at. That's what I said, without that deep ball, with the quarterbacks that can't really make that happen, it's kind of it's up in the air with Tyreek.
But that's a lot. That goes to a lot for a lot of receivers in the NFL if they don't have, like, Cooper Kupp last year. He had
doesn't go for Cooper.
Last year, how were we talking about Cooper Kupp last year?
Yo, the thing about with Cooper with me is because I'm a fan of the team that plays in their same division, so I get to watch him twice every year, and then I also get to watch him play against the other division rivals. And I've seen him play more than all of those guys this year, and I've consistently watched Cooper Kupp just shred everybody.
But understand if you guys are using the quarterback argument, I mean, we seen last year with him and Jared Goff, and where was Cooper Kupp at? Where did we rank him? I don't think he was even top 10.
Jared Goff
for a lot of
people. Good,
though. But you see, this is my point where we're using a quarterback that wasn't that good. We could do that with a lot of receivers in the NFL, and they won't be as successful no matter how much talent that they have. Sometimes quarterback does depend on the wide receiver success, and sadly, it is what it is. I'm just looking at Tyreek Hill. I'm like, yo, bro, like, I just love what I see from Tyreek Hill.
Nah, for sure. And these are 3 guys that it's hard to debate on because they're all 3 great within their own right. But now, moving forward, we're going to get to our last and final topic. We're going to do this, and then we're going to wrap it up. Let's kind of keep it brief with this one, fellas. But I just
Jay said we got some extra time.
Oh, we do? Okay. Well, Well, with that being said, I'm a backtrack and I'm gonna go to one more topic. So the Bengals beat the Ravens. We talked a little bit about both of these teams. We could talk about them a little bit more, but what I want to know is what are you guys' thoughts on Jamar Chase? Speaking of elite receivers and whatnot, is Jamar in that elite category as a rookie?
Bama?
I'm gonna say yes and no. Yes, just based off of what they love to throw around with them quarterbacks. I hate this word, but potential. I don't know. I know why they throw it around with them quarterbacks, but I ain't gonna get into that. But potential. Looking at his body of work, what he did at LSU, he dog walked the SEC. I always tell people that the SEC is different than any other college football because those guys going to play on Sundays. They're not going to be car salesmen after their 4 years of college is up. So you going
Not
to get
that there's anything wrong with being a car salesman after your 4 years of college is
no,
up.
No, it's nothing wrong
Putting
with
that out
but,
there.
But I mean, if you play for a team like Ohio State and you going against guys that's going to be managers at the grocery store, I mean, that's not the same talent pool. It's matching up against the number 1 draft pick at DB, you know what I mean, on Saturdays versus a dude that's finna get you your groceries. That's all I'm saying. But Jamar Chase, he is who we thought he was. I would have loved to see Smitty get a quarterback of Joe Burrow's caliber just so I could see where they would be, because I feel like those are going to be the two that's going to be compared. Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith. If you look at them in college, they was always neck and neck battling. So I just can't wait till Smitty gets his quarterback so I can see what he's going to do. But Jamar the man. I like that dude. I like him coming out of LSU, 4'3", 220, 6'1", 6'2". You gotta vote. You gotta vote for a kid like that. He a cool kid too, man. Like I like the young man. Vote for Chase, man. Like I like Jamar.
I know that we're talking Jamar Chase, but we do have to throw it over to Dub and ask him, how do you feel about Bama dogging your QB?
What? You dog my QB?
You didn't get that?
No,
you
I did not.
That flew under the radar.
Oh, you like Jalen Hurts?
You dog my man's Jalen Hurts? What?
Jalen dogged.
Were you reading one of those text girls? One of those texts?
No, I was watching.
Dirty Shoes.
I got the Mavs game and Rockets game. I cut in for a second.
That man, a running back playing quarterback. I seen him at Bama first. He is who he always will be.
No.
He is who he always will be. He can't throw the deep ball. He's very inefficiently throwing deep balls. So therefore, route runners like Jalen Reagor and Devontae Smith, who stretch the field deep, you're not going to be able to do that. So the only thing he can do is use his legs, but he's not good enough to be a running back. So you have to put him at quarterback. So the box is stacked. So if you play running back for a team like on Jalen Hurts' team, you're going to be running against 9-10 defenders in the box, because I don't even have to check the receivers out there. He's not even going to throw it out there. So
Jalen Reagor's not that good. He's not that good. Devontae Smith is don't disrespect Jalen Hurts. That boy's doing the best he can in a situation that is not favorable to him. He's on.
He went to Alabama, right?
Yes. So you know more about him, definitely. But Len, I'm looking at Jalen Hurts right now. He's on a team that doesn't want him. He's on a team that has no faith in him, and he's still showing out. He's still playing at a good, effective level. Most of the games we're winning because of him, and there's no other reason. We don't have a good wide receiving core at all. Jalen Reagor's not all that. Devontae Smith, he's pretty good, but I don't believe that he's all that. There's not a lot of guys on the team that's getting separation.
Sheesh.
I'm watching these games.
Go back. So people, I have to do this. Go back, and they show this a lot. So I watch breakdowns. So many routes he misses deep, and he's doing the same thing he did at Alabama. These routes are given where these dudes is one-on-one. They run a post and they're one-on-one, and you have to lead them down the field. He shortchanges passes so much to where it looks like, hey, these receivers not getting no separation, because they'll be 5 yards past the DB, then they got to turn around and slow down for his passes. So now it looked like, bro, he's not getting open.
So
we do
got to understand that Lamar Jackson almost had the same struggles in his first year, right?
No, he didn't. No. He didn't.
In his first year, when Joe Flacco got hurt and Lamar Jackson came in, they were making him throw the ball.
Yeah. Well, they haven't really
remember,
haven't been making them throw the ball how they have now.
Remember that year. It was when Joe Flacco got hurt and Lamar Jackson came in.
They weren't going vertical though. They were throwing the ball, but they weren't throwing it vertically. They run a lot of 2 tight end sets in Baltimore.
Because
that doesn't cater to Lamar.
He wasn't like that yet.
They haven't gave him the chance to be like that though. So now they're starting to switch the offensive round and they're catering it to him to how it is at Louisville, where they open it up, run 4 wide, 5 wide. So they're giving him something to how he's used to running. You can't tell a quarterback that's used to running 5 wide, hey man, come over here and run this wing T now. Of course he's not going to be as effective as you want him to be.
But when we're talking about Lamar Jackson's deep throw accuracy, that was one of his weaknesses in the beginning of his career. Now he's correcting it. Now he's getting way better at that. But that was one of his weaknesses.
But they rarely threw deep. If you look at the amount of times they dialed up deep plays, it was like in the 10-20 percentile.
And then when he did throw deep, it wasn't as accurate.
But that's not fair. So if you only get 2 deep balls out the season, you miss on 1 or 2 of them. And I keep saying, oh, bro, you can't throw a deep ball. It's like, dude, I only threw 2 of them. They're not even giving me a chance to throw deep balls versus somebody like Patrick Mahomes who throw 50, 60 deep balls in a year and connect on 20 or 30 of them. Now it's like, oh, bro, he can throw the deep ball. Now we're starting to see Lamar throw the deep ball. They're dialing that up.
The Titans in the playoff series. They beat the Lamar Jackson in the playoff series. I believe that was in Lamar's first year. They were making him throw deep to the outside specifically. He wasn't hitting it.
He literally had no receivers. He had no receivers.
And I'm saying the same thing with Jalen Hurts.
That's not Devontae Smith is not a no receiver. Like that is basically the same thing as Jamar Chase coming out of college. Like he basically has the same thing. The only thing is that people is not big on Smitty with is his size. But like what Smitty said, man, we're not here to date the man. This isn't a bodybuilding contest. You put it on paper. He's a route runner supreme. He breaks open. 85% of the time, he catches the ball 98% of the time. So we're not just going to act like, oh, Jalen Hurts. Well, just look to this dude way there. Because that's what I would do. I would just look to one way. I would just look to Devontae Smith all the time. And they showed numerous times over and over and over. I'm not just doing this. I want Jalen Hurts to do well. I'm pulling for him. But they show this. He's doing the same thing. Devontae Smith is open 10 yards down the field. Ball is underthrown. Devontae Smith looks like he's getting locked up. That's not the case if Devontae Smith was with somebody like Tua or Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert. That's not the case
same way
now.
Hold up, Dub. Hold up. So this is what I'm gonna get at. And Brandon, I'm gonna send this question towards you. If you flip-flop Devontae Smith and Jamar Chase, what do you get? Are they gonna reciprocate it? Is Devontae now gonna do the same thing that Jamar Chase is doing?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I can't believe you saying that. But when I'm looking at Jamar Chase and Jamar Chase, that boy is ridiculous. I'll be watching him. When I be watching the games, when I have a chance, he be killing whatever cornerback. Oh, I'm sorry. This is supposed to be on Brandon. I'm sorry. My bad, Brandon.
No, you good.
My bad. Go ahead.
Does he duplicate that success? Is it a quarterback thing for Devontae Smith? And also, how do you feel about Jamar Chase? Both questions in one.
All right, Jamar Chase is a dog. He's a straight dog. He's an offensive rookie of the year in my opinion. I said it plenty of times. I think Jamar Chase is better than Justin Jefferson in my eyes. I think he's.
I got him too.
I think he's better. Sure. He's better than Justin Jefferson in my eyes. But yeah, I think they really good. They're really good.
Yeah, he was the reason Justin Jefferson had to play the slot at LSU. They moved Justin Jefferson over because of Chase.
Right. Oh, I gotta say this about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, he's good. I think they just put in a whole lot of pressure on him. They put a whole lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts. You got Miles Sanders as one of your, like, he's a great running back. Run the ball.
Keep talking.
Run the ball.
You can't with Jalen Hurts. That's what they tried to do at Bama. The box is stacked. You can't run the ball with 7 and 8 and 9 defenders in the box. Like, I don't think y'all realize how difficult that is to do when it's like 8 and 9 people in the box. Because nobody is not respecting his arm.
I understand where you're going with this, but every time I see Miles Sanders touch the ball, he runs effectively. every single time. So I don't understand why the coach is not doing that, because what that'll do, that'll open the doors for everything else. You have to establish that run game, and the coach is not establishing that. And the coach that the plays that he's drawing up for Jalen Hurts, like you said for Lamar Jackson, the plays that they're drawing up for Hurts, they're not allowing him to throw deep. They're not allowing him to do that. Now you're saying you're a Bama guy, so you've seen this. You're saying because they don't believe that he can do that. I understand that. But that same situation happened with Lamar Jackson. And you're saying that Lamar Jackson could have done it, but they didn't allow him. It's the same thing going on with Jalen Hurts. They're not allowing him to do that. They're drawing up plays for short check down passes, run screen passes. They're not allowing him to open up his arm.
We gotta agree to disagree right there. I'm seeing something different.
I will agree.
Yo, Sports Fluent, tap in. How you feel about Jamar Chase, and how do you feel about Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith as a collective, offense?
Well, I'm going to start by saying, listen, when I'm wrong, I think the true way to judge a man is to judge when he admitted it was wrong. And I yelled at the Bengals for drafting Jamar Chase. I said, you need an offensive line. You need to protect Joe Burrow. Mm-hmm. What the hell are you doing drafting a wide receiver? Well, I was wrong. They made the right choice because this particular wide receiver, we just showed Cooper Kupp a whole lot of love. Mm-hmm. Jamar Chase is 55 yards behind him on 30 less targets, on 20 less receptions, and still has 6 touchdowns, which I believe is either second or third.
I think it's tied for second and
third, right? Yeah, I think Evans has 7 and Cooper has 9. So so he's third. That's a rookie. That's a rookie doing that on 30 less targets at 20.
That man's not a rookie.
He's not a rookie. You're right.
Somebody is in those shorter pads and in that helmet. That can't be a rookie.
Maybe his boy T.O. came back.
It gotta be something
like I don't know. The way he's playing is ridiculous. So we got to give. I don't know that we can give him enough love for a guy that's coming in now. Is he an elite, greatest of all time receiver? Not yet. He's playing like an elite receiver right now with his first season. Mm-hmm. So you got to give him that love, like of all the things I just mentioned. So he's the reason, him and Joe Burrow, they're the reason we're talking about the Bengals at all, right? If it's not for those two guys, we're not talking about the Bengals. So
he's showing he's S tier over A tier. That's what I would probably say that he's that freakish, could be up there. One day you compare him with the Hopkins, Julio's, all that he's showing, especially that one play on Marlon Humphrey. That's still ridiculous. I'm still thinking like,
you know how we talk about like on players' choice. I hear you guys talking all the time about who's going to be the next one, right? Mm-hmm. Like who's going to take over. So when you look at these young receivers and if you're not saying Jamar Chase is going to be the guy in 3 to 4 years, that's the gold standard, then you're not watching. You're not watching what he's doing right now.
Yes. Next week we will rank our top young receivers and we will rank our top young quarterbacks as well. But as
far as Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith, I think they're both good in the right system, and I don't think Hurts is in the right system, and I don't think that's the right fit for his receiver. Okay. So where he is today, I don't like Jalen Hurts with the Eagles, and I'm saying that, and you don't know I have an Eagles fan. This is for you, Dub. I have an Eagles fan in the family. Like you can see the Foles jersey here. This is after the Super Bowl win there. I know you didn't see that as far in the back. However, I don't think it's the right fit for him with that team, that wide receiver. So I like them both as players. I think Smith is a better wide receiver than Hurts is a better quarterback, if that makes sense.
I agree.
That makes sense.
Hurts should go play for the Navy or Army in that triple option wing T. Like that's the right offense for him. If you can figure out a way how to bring that triple option wing T to the NFL, Jalen Hurts was going to be a Super Bowl.
I'm sure. So they tried the Wildcat. I'm sure they'll try that at some point.
Yeah, hey, that's going to be nice. I'm trying to tell you, Jalen Hurts will take the league by storm in that offense.
He should go play.
All right, fellas. So look. We got to wrap things up. I'm gonna get to our last topic. We're not gonna go in depth. I just want you guys to tell me what team you think this guy will be traded to. We are talking of none other than the infamous Deshaun Watson. And so there's been rumors that the Texans will send him to the Dolphins for Tua. Tua go to Washington, Watson to go to the Dolphins, and the Texans to get some picks. It's also been rumors about him going to the Panthers too, and saying that Carolina's in the midst. I want you guys just to tell me, let's keep it real brief. Just give me a team. Where do you think Deshaun will be? We don't know if it'll be next week. We don't know if it'll be 3 weeks from now. We don't know if it'll be the offseason, but where do you guys think he'll end up?
As of 7:01, one of my insiders just sent me this. Houston Chronicle reports Dolphins and Texans have agreed on trade terms for Watson, but the Dolphins want his legal issues resolved before to committing to the deal. So they just saying good luck with that. Chronicle suggests Ross wants clarity from Goodell on length of potential suspension. So they're trying to cross their T's and dot their I's. Look like I don't know. I guess it'll be a good fit for him. Dolphins, same. He's running from one bad situation to another one, going over there to the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good luck. I pray Tua's situation. I'm finna vote. I'm doubling down on Tua. Tua's gonna be good, dog. Whatever team he goes to, he just needs somebody to go over there and believe in him. Everything is based off situations. As soon as he got there, they was already talking about was he the guy they wanted or whatever. So that's never a situation you want to walk into. You want to walk into somebody with their arms around you, not pointing their fingers at you. So yeah, there it is with that.
You know what, Ron? I'm so mad we're ending this. I had a lot.
That's the longest short answer I've ever heard.
Sports Fluent, talk to us. We could open up on this topic.
He's going to Miami. Every time you hear a trade for Watson, it's Miami. Yeah. Miami tanked for Tua. They knew that was a mistake because Glass Joe can't stay healthy. So they're moving on. And let's be honest. Who's a better quarterback, Deshaun Watson or Tua? Who's a better quarterback? Who's a better quarterback?
Don't do that.
Who's a better quarterback?
We're gonna have to continue.
Watson. If Watson gets traded, and that's a big if, right? Because I've never seen I've had legal issues. I've never seen anything drag on this long. Like, I mean, nothing has happened with that case.
A while back.
Yeah, something was. You know what? I'm not going to speak on what happened.
Let's start next week with this.
Yes, okay. Brandon, just give us a team. Who do you think?
Oh, Miami.
He said Miami. Ben, what you got?
Brandon?
For me, Carolina Panthers.
Ooh.
Imagine them healthy. Quarterback, you got Watson, CMC, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, but that's an offense right there. That's an offense. I'm going Panthers.
Okay,
I want to with the Panthers.
I got Miami.
Miami?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, folks, that wraps up and concludes this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. We will be back next Tuesday at the same time, talking about all the hot topics from next week. We'll get into a little more college football next week as well. And, we won't fail to entertain. Until then, Brandon, you got some closing words?
It's been a good one, right? It's been a good one. Follow me on TikTok, BBan923. And yeah, Instagram, same thing, BBan923. Love.
Sports Fluent.
Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, sports_fluent. Next week, pay attention. There's a $1,000 giveaway. Details to follow.
Okay. Doug.
Nice. That's it. Oh, that's it. I'm good.
Yo, what's up?
You made an infamous appearance on a great Players' Choice Gridiron. Yo, Bama, close us out. Send us home.
Hey, man, it was good, man. It is what it is. I'll get to Doug about my boy Tua next week, man. I can't wait.
We're gonna have to.
All right. Until next week, we will catch you guys at that time. Peace out.
Peace out.